Alright, I am coming to you live from the beach. So we will see once I download this video if the sound is going to work, because sometimes what happens is when I do a live out with my data, the sound doesn't always work. So see what happens. If it's meant to work, it's meant to work. So I'm on one of like my favorite beaches to walk on here in Tofino. This one is in the national park. And I love it so much because it's such a long expanse. Like it's like one of those like never ending straight beaches, and I just love just walking on it. It's a lot of fun. So what I do want to talk about today is I want to talk about saying no and setting boundaries. I think that is something that sometimes we all struggle with here and there. And I know especially like, either with generators and mani-gens, like it's like, because of like the people pleasing, and even projectors can be like the people pleasing as well. But with projectors, it could also be like not knowing when to turn off because we don't have the defined sacral. And so as a projector, I do need to be very mindful of what I take on, especially now that this month of September is just ramping up. And there's just a lot going on between my parents coming to visit and like starting the money program. It's like a whole lot of things happening. And it's very easy for projectors and even for me to just go and go and go and not knowing when to like actually shut down. And I've experienced it, and then it usually leads to burnout, which we don't want that. We do not want that. And my burnout is normally I get sick. So yeah, no, don't want that. Or twitchy eye. One of my eyes starts like randomly twitching. And so what I want to talk about is like today I said no to something. And there was a part of me that wanted to say yes because I wanted more money. But what happened is that I help out a friend of mine to clean some Airbnb property. So whenever like my schedule is like free, I like, she'll send me a message, and if I could do it, I'm like, yeah, no problem. And then she like pays me cash. It works great. And it's just like, just to help out. And so today she messaged me and she was like, hey, like what's your schedule like tomorrow? She's like, can you do some cleans? And so I look at my schedule and I'm like, it wasn't that full, to be honest. And I could have picked up the cleans, like no problem. But leaving on Wednesday and going to pick up my mom from the airport, there was a lot of things I needed to take care of at the property that I'm a caretaker at. And so I really started to think about it, and I'm like, it's going to be tight, but it's doable, but it's going to be tight. And I'm like, hey, you know what, Julie, just say no. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, I could use like the extra $40-$60 or whatever money, but I was like, it's not a big deal. Like, just trust that the money is going to come to you in any other way and that you're all good. And so I told her, I was like, no, I can't help you with the cleans. Like, day's too busy. And, so that I just don't get overwhelmed. And then what ended up happening is that somebody needed a lift to the other town over, and I needed to go in and like pick up some stuff and check some certain things out at the other town over. And they posted on Facebook, they're like, hey, I need a lift, can provide gas money. And so I messaged him and I was like, yeah, did you find a lift? I could totally drive you, no problem. And he's like, yeah. He's like, that'll be amazing. He's like, I'll send you gas money. So I ended up driving him down, had a nice conversation, and then he transferred me $40. So the $40 that I was supposed to make for cleaning, which probably would have given me a very stressful day tomorrow and just like running around with a chicken without its head off, by saying no, the universe opened the door for that $40 to come in from another place. And something that is a little bit less work, to be honest, like less work and more ease and flow. And this is like something that is just like, so it is okay to say no and trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your schedule, that when it's too full, or even when it doesn't seem like you maybe squeeze it, but you know that you can use the downtime, say no, because the money is going to make its way to you, and it could be just as fast as it was today. Like literally I said no, 2 hours later I still got $40 in my bank account. And so trust the universe. The universe will align everything up for you perfectly. And it's, yeah, so I wanted to share that because like sometimes we feel like when we say no, we feel like we're missing out, right? You feel like we're missing out, or sometimes it could be like we feel bad that we're not helping the person out, but we need to take care of ourselves, right? We need to make sure that we're like our cup is full and that we're not overworked and we're not overwhelmed. So then we can hold space for people of when we do have that time to, you know, do those things, such as today I was able to drive and give someone a lift and still make the money, but tomorrow I have a much more smoother day instead of like a stressful one. So that is what I want to share today. Thanks, Courtney, for joining me live, and I will speak to you all tomorrow. Bye.